All right, folks, I think we are finally live. Fingers crossed. Maybe let me know in the chat if I actually am, though. That'd be appreciated. Okay, I can see chat lighting up. That's encouraging. Oh, man. What a start to the night. I thought we were done for then for a minute. Here we got Philip, Thomas, Jenko, Lee, Pluto. Hello, 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 hello. Nice to see you all. Right, where's my camera gone? There it is. Oh man, that was a bit of a worry there for a minute. I hit go live and I got some like NVENC encoder couldn't start the stream. I was like, oh no. So I restarted the machine, tried it again, still wouldn't do it. In the end, I think it's to do with my virtual camera that I'm using to output my stuff to TikTok. I don't know. Whatever. It's working now. That's all that matters. So it's a bit windy out there. So I figured it would be a good opportunity, A, to basically milk the storm for some content, and B, I've been really unhappy that my rudder pedals haven't been working very well with this Phoenix in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 from pretty much day one. Philip in the chat there, 6 months, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh man. So, yeah, we're going to give this a go. See if we can adjust the rudder pedal sensitivity on the fly. Weirdly, I was doing some testing in the sim earlier today and I used the default Boeing 737 MAX. It felt great. It felt absolutely great. So I don't know what's going on, to be quite honest with you. It's very, very odd in that regard. So we're going to use our trusty friend FSI Panel. Here it is. If you don't know what it is, it's a tool that quickly sets you up for landings at different airports, different runways. You can just practice your landings and just sort of bosh them out one after another. Really, really awesome tool if you were just basically trying to get better at your landings. And it's one of those things where, you know, we could always do with a little help with our landings, me especially. And if you're in a new plane and you want to get used to it, it's a really good way. Because obviously if you're doing full flights, if you do a 3-hour flight, you're only actually going to get kind of like 5 minutes at the end of hand flying potentially. So it's going to take a lot of flights to actually get to grips with it. So let's get ourselves on the go, shall we? We'll click move aircraft. Oh, hang on. Hold on. Other line callers. Right, I need to restart FSI panel. My bad. Talk amongst yourselves. Such a high quality stream. Only the best streams here at Airnaut. How's it going, Oxley? Welcome back, mate. Right, FSI panel should now connect. Yes, it is. How you getting on with FSI panel, Lee? You liking it? JP is an absolute legend. You're quite right, Lee. Evening, Oliver. There we go. Right, so FSI panel, as you can see from the prompts on screen, it's now setting up our aircraft. And it needs us to release the parking brake. And then what we need to do is put our thrust levers into the climb detent. Look at that. hear voices outside. I think it's my wife on the phone. Nice. Did anyone else buy the Wing PFP? No, I didn't. Honestly, I don't know where I'd put it, even if I had one. It looks super cool. But yeah, I can't. I don't know. I honestly, like, just put on yoke cam. Like, where would it go? It's bad enough. I've got these. They're not plugged in at the minute, but I've got these Logitech radio panels. I've done a video of those on the channel this week. I've got my Wingflex FCU, and it's like I'm kind of out of room. So, right, okay, FSI Panel's worked its magic. Set the QNH is 989, I believe. Happy days. What's going on with the rad now? CI24. Right, let's get that speed down as well. Okay, we've somewhat overshot this, but that's alright, we'll get ourselves back on track. I need a bigger... Lee, you say that. I'll talk about it when we're on the ground. Okay, let's get ourselves a bit steadier now. Intercept that ILS. Perfect. Perfect. New flight stick? No, well, newish, Oliver. It's the Ava base from Thrustmaster with a Warthog stick on top of it. I've had it since about August. Thrustmaster was super cool and sent it over for review. But what I've done is I've ordered a Airbus side stick from FS Projects, and that should be here hopefully in February. Hopefully. How's it going, April?
1,000.
Right, here we go then. Pay attention, everyone. No mucking about tonight. So there's basically no wind here at Edinburgh at the moment. This is like the calm before the storm. But it is a good opportunity for us to get our eye in a little bit. Just a little bit. So the flight directors are telling me to stay where I am. Come on, let's do it. Love the YouTube videos, thanks mate.
400. 300.
I really wish TikTok wouldn't put so much rubbish in the chat stream, because all I get is notifications saying so-and-so has joined, so-and-so has joined, so-and-so has joined, so-and-so, and it's like, where? I just want the messages.
300.
Okay, we're coming in a bit low. 3 reds is okay.
200. 100.
Okay, now we're definitely too low.
Light slow.
50?
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Little bit off centre there, but nice on the markers. Yeah, these rudder pedals don't feel good. They don't feel good at all. On final for Faro from Luton. Nice, that's a nice little flight, that, isn't it? That's a nice little flight. Oh, Chelsea, member for 3 months. That's a whole quarter. Thanks, amazing business. Thank you for coming along, Chelsea, and thanks for the support. Thank you for the support, really. It doesn't go unnoticed. W landing. It is okay. It's okay. little bit. Why is my taxi markers on? Need to get rid of those. They're going to annoy me. Where do I go? Assistance, is it? Accessibility, assistance is. Taxi ribbon. Why does that come on? Flight path as well. We're not having that. Blimey. I think it says amateur hour. Cool. Now. What the hell just happened there? Guys? I just pressed the space key by accident. And now this is happening.
100.
Don't sink.
100.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Alright, let's we're just gonna restart. Only the finest streams here at Airnaut. What made you come up with your virtual airline? Well, I wanted a YouTube channel to do flight sim stuff with, and I didn't know what to call it, so I named it after myself. And then I was like, actually, that could just be a little airline, couldn't it? So it just sort of came out of that, to be quite honest with you. Tenerife from Malaga, nice. Right, let's get FSI Panel over here so you all can see it. Should we try that again? Let's do a short final this time, and we will move the aircraft. Now, to keep live weather in 24, but change the time, you need to go forward a day, and then bring the time back a little bit. Hey, you're more than welcome to join, Oliver. It's all hosted on New Sky, which is like a virtual airline platform. So if you get yourself a New Sky account, you can come and join the madness. I don't know what I press N to make my plane just... It's almost like the sim rate just like went way up. What's the app you're using now? It's called FSI Panel. Really good app. It's a payware app, but in my opinion worth every penny. Singapore to London in a 787. That's a long time, man. Like, did you do that in real time? Like, did you sit there the whole time, like, doing it for real? Or did you walk away for 10 hours and come back for the landing? I'm never sure, like, how to approach long haul because it's like such a big time investment, isn't it? For ultimately sat there not doing that much. I mean, I guess I could do it on a stream, but I mean, we did Dubai to London when we hit 5k, which doesn't seem like that long ago, actually, which is a bit crazy. You know, people were saying to me, do a long haul, so I was like, fine, we'll do a long haul, and it felt long. And it's not even that long, is it, Dubai to London? Not as long as, well, like it's Singapore to London or whatever. But Ben in TikTok said I did a 12-hour flight, went to bed, and woke up and landed it. Okay. See, it's VATSIM, isn't it, where things start to get a little bit messier in that regard. This, West Castle, this is not default. This is the V2 from Pirigi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Alright, we have control. Let's press the approach button. Could we also do some 737 landings on FSI Panel? Well, we don't have the PMDG in 24, so we could switch into 2020, Chelsea, for sure. Do them overnight and disconnect from VATSIM while I sleep. Yeah, I think that's probably how I'd have to approach it. Like, there's no way I could... I just don't, there's no period of time in my life where I've got, like, 8 hours uninterrupted. Like, if it's not work, it's the kids, or you know. Oh, Lee, that sounds epic. Yeah, it's all good, Chelsea. We'll do that. To be honest, I was kind of planning to do a bit of that, actually. Yes, Andy, yeah, reconnect to VATSIM mid-flight. Come on now.
500. 400.
Pay attention, everyone. Don't want no mucking about back there, okay?
300. 300.
I tell you what, this Ava bass from Thrustmaster's flipping lovely. I do rather like it.
200.
Rather a lot. 3 reds. That's probably not the worst thing in the sim, is it? Because the PAPIs are...
100.
Come on, 50 over the threshold. Let's do it.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Yes! Look at that. My goodness. I deserve an OBE for that. 100%. Not even in doubt. That's how we do it around here. Now, of course, we don't have any wind, so it might get more interesting. The plan is we're going to go to Cork in a bit. We're going to go to Cork in a little bit. What plane this is? The Phoenix A321. We're in the big bus. In the big bus tonight. No mucking around in the big bus. Alright, so Edinburgh is fairly chill at the moment, isn't it, in terms of weather? If we were to move kind of south and to the west a little bit, I'm thinking maybe Manchester. Might we get something a bit tastier in Manchester? Let's have a look. So EGCC. Thank you, FSI Panel. Select runway. What's going on? A little bit more of a crosswind. I mean, it's only 3 knots. It's like basically nothing, isn't it? Should we go 2-3 right? Do a short final. Apparently Cork is where it's all happening. It's all happening in Cork, so we will find our way to Cork. Oh, feet per minute. That is a good question, Thomas. And like a fool, I set up the next landing before I could check.
Terrain ahead. Pull.
I wish I
up.
could get the Phoenix Airbus family. They look so good. They are. Like, it is... Yeah, they're just so good. In my mind, Airbus A319, 320, 321, that is now a solved problem. In my mind, it is that good. Gusting 24 miles an hour. Are you sure, Philip? Let me just check I've got live weather on, because it's not... Oh. That'll do it. Aha, there we go. Philip, thank you very much indeed. Yes, good. Yeah, I think you're right there. Look, we've got 32 coming across us from the right. Alright, we'll just let it all get set up.
1,000.
What mod is that? It's FSI Panel, Tim. Awesome app. What's the Q&H at Manchester? That would help, wouldn't it? Where's the map?
Glide slope.
Yeah, I know. Glide slope.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
God, I'm making a meal of this.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's just take control,
Glide
get the
slope.
approach mode on real quick.
Glide slope.
Right, where was I?
Glide slope.
Where
Glide
was I?
slope.
Up here. EGCC. Excuse me, more info.
Glide
QNH
slope.
989.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Wow.
Glide slope.
How am I configuring on final like
Glide
this, Andy?
slope.
It's an app called FSI Panel. It is payware,
Glide
but it's
slope.
flipping good. And the developer's a super cool guy,
Glide
super
slope.
helpful. He's been in the stream a couple of times before.
Glide
And
slope.
yeah, let's turn off GP
Glide
WS.
slope.
There we go. Okay, so due to me setting the QNH wrong initially, FSI Panel has had a bit of trouble getting us at the right altitude. No, Patrick. Actually, it's a bit different than that. In 24, because it keeps like a 24-hour history, doesn't it? So what you can do to get around that, if you change the day a day forward, and then you can roll back the time to the time of day the following day, so you can get daylight and retain live weather as long as you go forward. Frosty, how you doing? Right. Brace yourselves. Okay, wind has actually straightened up a bit now, hasn't it?
400.
Get that nose up a bit.
300.
Up and to the left. To the left, that's right.
200.
It's feeling quite tidy. You nosed it. So 2-3 right, we've got a little bit of an uphill
100.
landing, haven't we? So we need to keep that in mind.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Got off. Not quite as nice as that one we just had in Edinburgh, was it? But I'll still take it. How's 2024 now? Any crash to desktops? To be honest, I haven't really had many crash to desktops since like the early days of the server issues. In general, it's been pretty good ever since. I know some people have trouble. It's not to say that, you know, it's just them. I believe you if you say you're having trouble, but I've been fairly lucky. And to be honest, using FSI Panel, teleporting around the world, you would think if it was going to do it, it would do it. Right, what was the landing rate on that? 400 feet per minute. Oof. Close to a hard landing. Still, our bank at touchdown was pretty... It also gives you a landing report, which is nice. Right, let's give that one more go. Now we've got a decent QNH. Hopefully... Right, let's just stop the plane. Okay, thrust levers to climb, and it should set us up again. Can I ask, why do you have both the side stick and the yoke? Yeah, sure. It's basically because I like flying Airbus and I like flying Boeing. So if I'm flying Boeing, I'm using the yoke, and if I'm flying anything else like Airbus-y, side sticky, I use the side stick. As simple as that, really. That's just wrong. Alright, maybe calm down a bit if that's how you really feel.
500.
Crashes 50% of the time once landed. Oof. Does it configure on the ILS? Yes, it does. I'll show you in a second, Andy. We'll set up at a new airport. Coda, in fact, is... Oh, no, wait, not Coda. Tim is asking, can we do EDDF next? That's a good shout. We'll do EDDF. Albeit, we're unlikely to get much wind there, aren't we? Why don't we always call it a storm when it's just a bit of wind? I mean, it should be fairly serious in Ireland, I think, especially tomorrow. Seems like we're having quite a lot of these, doesn't it? Do I set up passengers or cargo? I think we're just flying empty, Philip, at the moment, mate. If I tried VR with Microsoft Flight Simulator, watch this space, get sub to the channel, is all I'll say to that. Just landed at Gatwick and it's fairly ropey. Yeah, so at the moment, look, we've got a 25 knot wind going across us from right to left. This is a good opportunity to build out my shorts content, isn't it? I've got a little button here on my stream deck I can press. If I have a good landing, I can press it, and then it should hopefully generate me a short so I can upload it to like TikTok and Insta and all that stuff. Insta, listen to me. I sound like such a cool kid. Alright. My controls. Yeah, I think my yoke and side stick setup is going to feel so much better once I get that stick from FSI. Not FSI projects, FS projects. Definitely feeling a bit
500.
more on the blustery side now. I think you're right, Philip, about your weather app. I'm having to fight quite a bit here, actually.
400.
Definitely feels like we're being pushed around by the tail. Come on. Come on.
200.
Go too low. I want you over to the left.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Fighting with the rudder pedals though, yet again. As is tradition. Right, we'll have that. That's a YouTube short if ever I saw one. Gusting at 30 at Frankfurt. Alright, let's go Frankfurt then. Let's go to Frankfurt. Are we using Flight Sim 2020? This is 24, but we will use 2020 later on in the stream because I want to do some PMDG landings, ideally. Alright. 277 feet per minute, that's more like it. What does the full landing report say? It's not wanting to load. Never mind. Right, EDDF. Can't remember what let's do 25C. And I just felt my whole desk shake then. Don't know what that was. It was a helicopter. Damn. QNH 1011. God, I can still feel it. That's mental. Alright, let's go to Frankfurt. Oh, sorry, Tim, we're set up now. I can't remember what I did now. I went 2.5 centre, didn't I? Brain like a sieve. 2.5 centre, yeah.
2,500.
I'm guessing this is us here in the middle, right? So it's going to bring us in below the glide path, and then the idea is that you sort of scoot along on the level, catch it, and then work your way down. Feels like we're quite crabbed. Perhaps unnecessarily? Yeah, see now the approach mode is going to straighten us up. Always nice to start with the approach mode. Right. Hey, Tom. Rick, no, this is 2024 at the minute. We will do 2020 in a bit, though. You can still hear that helicopter. Alright, so now we've got the wind coming left to right, haven't we? V9, we are doing some landing practice, so we're going all over, but right now we're at Frankfurt. Right, shall we? My controls. Oh, it's a bit Bit gloomy here, isn't it? Bit gloomy. Can't remember what scenery I've got for Frankfurt. I don't think I've got... I had the free version. Remember that one that came out on the Orbex store for free? I had that one in 2020, but I don't know if it made it across, if you know what I mean.
400. 300. 300.
FPS isn't happy here, I can tell you that much. Okay, that wind is now coming right across us, isn't it?
200.
Keep that nose down, boy. Too high, aren't we?
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Go on. Oh, that was... I don't know, maybe the back wheels made it in the touchdown zone, but that was flipping late, wasn't it? We were too high, I think, ultimately, weren't we? We were too high. Let's see what FSI Panel said. I think we're probably going to get a telling off for that. Yeah, 663. Just within limits, yeah, as we thought. Everything else was alright, more or less. Just. Tim, what was it you wanted? Was it 2.5 right? Let's do 2.5 right for you. It gives me another chance as well. What stick is that? It is the Ava base from Thrustmaster with a Warthog stick on top. But we do have a new stick coming soon to put on top of it, because that's the beauty of it, the stick detaches. Right, should we roll back the clock a little bit and we get a bit of daylight? Potentially. Yeah, Frankfurt, Ashton. Cheers, owner. Still a work in progress. How the landings been? They've not been bad. Not been bad. Getting there. Okie dokie, so let's get ready with the approach button. Now we've reached the altitude that FSI Panel wants. It should, once we've gone on the level, say, take control of the brakes. And we will. Oh, something just happened on Twitch and I totally missed that. Sorry whoever that was doing something on Twitch that I missed. What pedals have I got? I've got the Logitech Rudder Pedals, I think they're called. They're the ones that are about 100, 120 quid, something like that. But for the money, I don't think they're bad. Doesn't stop me yearning for like some of those ridiculous 500 quid all metal construction ones. Yeah, maybe someday. Sam, you should be able to wind the stream back if you want to see the Manchester landing. The question is, are we going to be able to do anything at Cork? Okay, my control. It's my plane. What is that building that looks like a boat? Is that like a hotel or something? It looks pretty epic.
500.
Okay, it feels like we're on for a winner here. ILS isn't happy, but the PAPIs are. Oh, no, the PAPIs are no longer happy.
400.
Embarrassing. I'm never sure what to trust with the sim. It's like, do we trust PAPIs? Do we trust ILS? Do we trust neither? Do we just use our eyes? Because it always seems like, depending on where you go, depending on who made the scenery. Oh, we're going way too low here. It can all be a bit iffy, can't it?
300.
Why are my frames going like a slideshow, Frankfurt? What are you doing to me? That's better. Oh, we've gone high. We've gone high.
100.
Way too high.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Yeah, that frame drop there didn't help, did it? That was less than helpful. Yeah, fairly long taxi from here, isn't it? Western Island does have a weather warning, you're quite right. So we'll be heading over to... heading over. Let's do a long final this time. Maybe it'll give us a bit more time. I feel like that's not helping either. You went there in real life in November? That's nice. I'd love to go to Germany. Never been to Germany. Going to Innsbruck in April. Part of me did wonder, like, could we maybe squeeze in a day trip to like Munich or somewhere? But it's quite a trek from Innsbruck, like by train or whatever. Like, it'd be cool for me, but trying to convince 2 young kids that it's a super fun day out, honestly. Not sure it's going to really sell so well. It's the train station, is it, Tim? How do you repeat the landings, Rick? It's a tool called FSI Panel. Drove from the Eurotunnel to there. It's a long drive. What, to Munich or to Innsbruck? I mean, either way it's a long way, isn't it? Flipping out. Do I by any chance know if FSI Panel has force feedback yoke support? And in 2020 on the 737 you got a few issues establishing on the approach. I don't know. I don't know if FSI Panel even cares about what your inputs are. It just sets you up on the landing and then you just do it. As far as I know. I could be wrong. Chelsea, just send an email to their support. JP will probably get back to you, like directly. He'll help you out, I'm sure. Great guy. Alright, let's get through the soup. Cheers, Tom. Take it easy. Got your yoke and throttle portal. What did you get, Royal? Was it the Boeing stuff? Just a heads up, anyone watching that also likes to watch on Twitch, we are also live on Twitch. With a proper horizontal style stream. Trying to grow the old Twitch at the moment. I feel like Twitch could be really good for us. We've been basically on YouTube since forever. Like, that's where the channel started. We're very much YouTube centric. But I appreciate a lot of people love watching on Twitch. I love Twitch too, as a viewer. Like, Twitch has got like a cool kind of culture, I think. I do enjoy it a lot. So we are all over there. Airnot, twitch.tv/airnot. If any of you want to come and Twitch with us. Side panel. Oh no, sorry, FSI Panel. It's a it's an application that you buy, and it links into the sim, and it's how it sets you up on short finals or different sorts of approaches, so you can practice your landings. Very cool bit of kit. Is landing without autopilot hard? Not really. No, I think. Well, I mean, I make a mess of it on a regular basis, but I wouldn't say it's hard. Cheers, Ashton. Take it easy. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's just needs practice, you know. It's like anything else in life. Alright, so we're on the glide, 500 feet per minute descent rate, speed 120. Autopilot is currently bringing us in on the ILS. Once we get a visual, I will try and not ruin everything. Because of the weather warning in Edinburgh, we had the loud phone alarm. No way. Yeah, that's it. We had that a while ago. I forget what it was for. It was like one of the last storms, and it's like even if you pick up your phone and like try and stop it, it just won't stop. It's going to yell at you for like 15 seconds straight or whatever it is. Right. Let's get ready to rumble. So we've got a 20 knot wind.
1,000.
Not a complete crosswind, but equally it's not quite a headwind either, is it? Not really. We've got 3 whites on the PAPIs, which is... So that's interesting, because we're letting the plane fly at the moment on the glide, on the ILS, and the PAPIs say we're high. So it's like, what do you do? What do you believe? It seems... Right, let's take control. It seems like a really fundamental thing that you would think a flight sim would have absolutely nailed down. Job number 1, PAPIs, glide slopes, accurate, done. Now we can build the rest of the sim. And yet here we are in Flight Sim 2024, and I know they're a bit better than what they used to be in 2020, allegedly, and I could probably concur that that's the case, but how is it not just spot on?
500.
I don't get it. Don't understand it. Okay, now that I see that it says we've got 2 reds, 2 whites on the PAPIs, but the ILS is now saying we're a whole dot off nearly. Who do you believe? What do you think?
300.
I mean, at this point, I'd be inclined to just kind of believe my eyes.
200.
Almost flying it visual. 200.
200.
So it still feels like we're a bit high. Frames.
100.
50.
50.
40.
30. 20. Retard. 5.
Decrab. A little bit to the left of the centre line, but all things considered, that'll do. 70 knots, reverses away. That'll be a YouTube short for sure. PAPIs are more accurate if you look at the visual picture compared to the PAPIs. Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, Philip's saying the ILS. Oh, Delaney, how you doing, mate? First chatter of the night in Twitch. Which airport? We are at Frankfurt for now. I'm tempted to head back to Edinburgh. Now we've got the now we've got the live weather on, because I don't think we did before, did we? Go for a median between them. ILS usually quite high. Yeah, PAPIs. We shouldn't have to though, should we? Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't have to. Alex, this is FSI Panel. It's a tool for practicing your landings. Right, is live weather on? Yes, it is. There it is, loading in. And it was 989, wasn't it? Open airport. Check the weather. Altimeter 990 now. It's changed a little bit. Okay, so PAPIs, maybe it is the PAPIs we go by then. Yeah, a bit more of a wind now at Eddie, isn't there? Clover says combinations of both. It sounds like we've all got different answers, doesn't it? And we all sound equally confident in our responses. Yeah, tricky one. I kind of feel like there's room for a mod to fix them. And I'll tell you what my idea is. And I don't think it's going to be me that builds it because I don't have the time. I did used to be a software developer, so perhaps I could. Oh, blimey. So the plane's trying to catch the localizer. If we're not careful, we're going to end up snaking our way down, aren't we? Let's see what it does. Well done, clever plane. Look at that. Yeah, so my idea is be the change for to see. Thomas, don't tell me things like that. The last thing I need is another software hobby project. I've had enough of those in my time. Yeah, my idea would be to replace every single set of PAPIs in the sim with ray traced PAPIs. Because if they're ray traced, how can they be wrong? If you're tracing rays of light from those PAPI lights to your eyeballs in the cockpit, and we can look at all the data, we can know that, like, you know, runway 24 at Edinburgh, the PAPIs are at 3.1 degrees, for example, and maybe at Heathrow they're at 2.9. I don't know if they actually are, but let's say they are. Then, you know, you just adjust it and shoot those rays out at that angle, and then there's no argument, surely. Don't know. Maybe it's one of those things that's like easier said than done. Wouldn't be the first time I've been horrifically wrong about something. Haven't used MSFS in a while. Ah, you should. I know we're whinging about the PAPIs, but other than that, do rather like it. It feels like we're to the left, but actually, the crab is quite deceiving here, isn't it? Oh, Mohammed sent me some stuff on TikTok. Thanks, man. I must admit, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I don't know what any of that means. But I do appreciate it. I must get more au fait with TikTok, instead of just being like a borderline boomer that doesn't understand it. Okay, boomer. Right, should we take control? We're going to need some rudder input for this one, aren't we? Flipping heck. Alright. My controls. Steve Perry. Okay, it looks like the wind is getting a bit less. We're now at 11 knots. Nose up just a tad, not much.
400.
What's all that rubbish I can see in the clouds? I don't know what's going on there.
200.
Come on, over to the left. Nose up. Ah, naffed this up, haven't I? I don't know.
100.
100. 3 reds generally feels right in the sim. We should get 50 over the threshold.
50.
There we go.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
No,
Retard.
that's no good. Didn't like that. I mean, we're down, but that, yeah, the last bit was not good. Not happy with that. HB, thanks, man. What is all that? What's going on up there? I don't even think I've got DLSS on or anything like that. How weird is that? Alright, let's just do a short final this time. I need one more go at that, because frankly that was appalling. Then I can upload all this stuff to like TikTok and Instagram and the little shorts when I get a good one and make out I'm an awesome pilot. No one will know. No one. There we go. No one will know. Yeah, okay, I think you're right. It's something's up with it, isn't it? Time for a refreshing beverage. Cheers. Calm before the storm at the minute, Rob. But we're going to go over to Cork after this, where apparently it is very windy. Mind you, Frankfurt was a bit tasty, wasn't it? They've got a bit of it going on. HB, we're landing into Edinburgh, but we're going all over at the minute. We're just using FSI Panel to take us places. Okie dokie. Let's let the plane sway around as it tries to get the localizer. Bristol's got a bump, Jenko. I don't know about Cork. Not that familiar with Cork, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it does. But yeah, Bristol, runway 09, the Bristol bounce, as it's known. Again, I can't believe that's a thing, like talking about things that we can't believe are things.
1,000.
Like, job number 1, let's build an airport. Okay, great. Job number 1, let's get a bulldozer in and level the runway. It's like, nah, let's just leave a bump in it. Only got like $100 million jets landing on it. Good idea. Carry on. Don't understand it. Right. This is us. My controls. Okay, we need to go over to the left and we need to get our nose up a bit.
500. 400.
Maintaining 2 reds, 2 whites. That can't be bad, can it? Doesn't help that I'm flying left-handed with a right-handed military style stick. I would love to know what all that stuff is in the sky. I feel like I've taken something. Right, over to the left again.
200.
Keep that nose down, but not too much. Having a bit of a fight here. This is definitely 50,
40, 30,
come on,
20,
come on,
retard,
come on,
5,
come on. Yes! I am the greatest pilot on YouTube. If anybody wants to know anything about flying planes, leave a comment. Yeah, that was alright. We'll take that. We'll take that. Right, should we go to Cork? Oh yeah, Birmingham's got a bump as well, hasn't it? Leo, my virtual airline is... My favourite virtual airline is... Yeah, let's clip that. My favourite virtual airline is my virtual airline. Air Not. The Flying Circus. All right. What was QNH at Cork? 985. Come on in. Let's go to Cork. What is it? EICK? Look at that. We'll do a... Oh, yes. Crosswind 25. Oh, we've got to do that, haven't we? We've got to do that. No ILS. Let's just do it all visual. Yeah. Can't you use the other stick? Well, there is no other stick. There's a yoke. If that's what you mean. We're going to fly some Boeings in a bit. We're going to switch into 2020. We're going to bust out the PMDGs. And, oh my lordy lordy. And we'll see if we can do a bit of yoke flying with the PMDGs in 2020. Can't wait for the PMDGs to get into 24. Because we do love a bit of PMDG on this channel. Ben says, I want to know how you learnt to fly an Airbus. Persistence and YouTube, mostly. Wait, why have we got a tailwind? I thought we had a headwind and a crosswind. That's weird. How much would I recommend a yoke to fly the Boeing? How much does it add? I definitely recommend a yoke to fly the Boeing. Got a video on the channel all about it. My entire thought process that I went through before buying it and why I think it's a good idea. Alright. We're up. I'm going to get rid of these flight directors. Because we are going visual. I feel like maybe we need to try another runway, or the other runway I should say, because look at the wind. That is not what was advertised. Not what was advertised. We'll do this landing and then we'll switch. We'll try the other one, which looks like a bigger runway, I think. Okay, nose down a bit. Let's see how accurate these PAPIs really are, shall we? Yeah, I mean this is... We're on the wrong runway here for sure, aren't we?
500.
So all we've really got is a bit of a tailwind with a slight kink in it. Now to me it looks low now, but it's quite a short stumpy runway, so yeah, that can be deceiving. Hence we've just gone 3 whites. This is a tiny runway.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Oh! Right, just quickly get it down. Yeah, we shouldn't have landed here. And that is called making use of all the runway. There we go. Alright, let's try the other runway. Instead of 07, we'll go with... Go 16? Or 34? We'll try this. We'll try it. See what happens. Thomas, sorry, what are you saying about audio packs? Isn't there already a Boris pack? There's a Boris audio pack, I think, for the PMDG in 2020. That's my understanding, but I haven't really followed it all that much. I think we chose the wrong runway, didn't we? What was QNH here at Cork? .085. Yeah, 985, sorry. I'm talking about 085. Kobo tomorrow, I think. How's it going, Titanic? Yeah, tomorrow is going to be... If you've got some time tomorrow and you want to play pilot in the wind, tomorrow's your day, I would say. Yeah, Jenko, completely agree. Just got to let him cook. Hacker, this is Flight Sim 24.
2,500.
Okay, that looks like a bit more of a wind. No visual yet, mind. No visual. We'll give it a second. Oh yeah, it's good stuff in the wind. Let's just double check live weather. So we've changed the time of day, but live weather is on. Now I know that Flight Sim 24 retains a 24-hour history, so if you're on the same day and you wind the time back, you're actually going to change the weather to what it was earlier as well. But if you go forward a day, so we're on the 24th of January now, obviously 23rd at the moment. If you go forward in time, it retains live weather that's current. So if you're on VapSim, that's very important to remember. Okay, I can see the airport. It is a bit weird, isn't it? But I mean, obviously it is getting some weather, because look, 264 at 21. Like that's not like no weather, is it? That's weather. It's just not what we thought. This is Cork, where we're landing now. All right, let's go. Shall we? So we've got a 19, 20 knot crosswind.
1,000.
Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Nose up a bit. Nose up a bit. Thank you. Nose up a bit again. Come on, over to the left, nose down.
300. 200.
Okay, you need a bit of left foot on the old rudder.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Go on.
5.
No! Floated it. Floated it and gave it too much rudder, or too little rudder. We're going to need to go again on that one. we go again. So what happens if we... I wonder if this would make a difference. What if we just put it to real time? Keep an eye on that weather, see if it changes. Oh, that's interesting. It's changing, look. That's interesting. Yeah, that is what was advertised now, isn't it? Well, there goes my theory of you can just set the time. So what happens now? Is it going to change again? Yeah, look, it's changing. Huh. I could have sworn that if you went forward in time, it retained... It retained live weather. Don't know then. Don't know. I think it used to be like that, but it's not anymore. That kind of sucks then, because I like flying on Batsim during daylight hours. No, Jordan, we're at Cork, not Belfast, mate. Well, not sure what to say really, other than hit the like button, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitch if you haven't already, twitch.tv/airnot. Don't delay. Disappointment guaranteed on all streams. Yeah, maybe we might need to start breaking out into the US. It is something I want to do. 985 on the QNH. Allegedly.
1,000.
Right, dare we take control? Yeah, we've basically got a full-on headwind now, haven't we? Quite a tasty headwind. I'll be the first to admit. So we don't want to flare too much, do we? We don't want to flare too much. Because that wind is going to be going over our wings at quite a rate of knots. 30, in fact. Which is going to generate lift for us. Oh, that was a bit of gust there from the side, I felt.
300. 200.
God, I don't like landing at night.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
Oh, just off the centre line, weren't we? I'm a little bit gutted about this weather. I thought we had live weather. Microsoft said that in Sim Update 1 they're changing it all. They're unlocking... What do you mean by that, Chelsea? That is a damn pity. What if we go back, like, really far? What will the weather do then? So if we go beyond its 24-hour buffer... It's 9:30 already. You mean their force feedback stick, Janko? Yeah, see, our weather's gone back to being weird, hasn't it? I've not tried it, Janko, so... That's a real pity about that weather. I'm going to have to find out about that, because that's kind of fundamental to how I like to fly. Alright, we have control. Yeah, look at that, now it's changed. Thomas, I've got a Tobii eye tracker on my display right in front of me. It's very cool. 2024 support is coming, I think. There are workarounds. I think you can use that open track with it and get it working. I haven't done that yet. I probably should do that. But yeah, in 2020, man, just like having it on the... just having it for when you're on the taxiways, like if you're on VATSIM and, you know, they turn left onto Juliet and you just sort of quickly look left, look right, love it. Very cool. Right, we'll give this one more go. Then we'll jump back into 2020. So there will be a short delay while we obviously boot into that, because it takes about
1,000.
600 to 700 years to load, but we will get there. Well, Thomas, be sure to use my affiliate link in the video description for Tobii if you do decide to go that route. There's a review on the channel. Full disclosure, they did send it to me. But my opinions are my own, as they say. It's always difficult to know what to do if you get sent a product for review and it's a load of rubbish. So you don't want to, like, publicly shame someone. But at the same time, you can't deceive your audience either.
400. 300. 200.
There's a bit of a nose dip there, I fancy. Come on, 100.
100.
Come on, 50.
50. 40. 30.
Oh, too low.
20. Retard.
Now I'm getting blown around everywhere. I
7.
really hate flying at night. Let's just dump it down. Oh, that's good, Chelsea, if they're going to disable it for Sim Update 1. Yeah, because basically I just want live weather and... yeah, I want live weather and a time of day that I choose. Because I feel like flying... I can... if I fly at night, because obviously it's a really good time, VATSIM's alive, like you guys are more of you are around. So, like... flying at night time is probably the preferable thing to do. But I don't like flying in the dark. A, I'm not very good at it. I should get better. I'll grant you. And it is something I want to get better at. But I feel like this, the sim looks so good. And I just don't want to spend the whole time looking at this. I want to look at, say, that. Do you know what I mean? It feels like we're leaving so much on the table. So much on the table. Storm's hitting tomorrow, hoping the power doesn't go up so you can keep simming. There we go. Right, let's bust out of here. And we'll go into 2020, shall we? Might take a minute. Let's have some music, shall we? There we go. That's a vibe. Don't know about the Headwind A339 update. It's 2020 only, isn't it? Jenko, I've kind of wondered about it sometimes. Kind of wondered about it. But then ultimately, haven't. I think what it is, I'm just so busy with the channel in its current state. And the other channel, which is not really getting the attention it deserves. And I do feel bad about that. Let's do the update then, shall we? Good evening, Mike. How are you? So for those of you just joining us, we're booting out of 2024 and going into 2020 because reasons. Basically, I want to fly with PMDG. Is performance better on 24 or 20? In general, 24 performance is actually quite good. It has its moments, but then so does 2020. I've got videos on my YouTube all about it. We've done some like deep dive analysis stuff on it. And we do have another one coming up soon. So like and subscribe. There better not be a flipping update. Am I still going to do that sim streams, Jay? Yeah, of course I am, Jay. Just figured tonight with the storm we'll do a bit of landing practice. Also, there are just some days where I'm just not in the mood for that sim. Today was one. Oh, for God's sake! Today was one of those days. There are certain days where just like you have a bit of a crappy day, and it's like you just sort of don't want to. Does anyone else get that? Like, I love that sim. I love it dearly. But there are some times where you could just do without it. It's just nice to be able to chat to you guys a bit more with streams like this. That is a refreshing beverage. I should have put my air knock cup out and poured it into that. I could have done a shameless plug. Hey, Annie. So what have they done for the A330-900? What's actually changed? I haven't really been on the ball with that one, to be honest. Has the A320neo been fixed? Fixed in what way? Enjoy the winds, yeah. I'd imagine so. Oh, you forget, don't you, how long 2020 takes to load. So there's a cockpit update. Is the plane been updated in any way? Like the way it handles, the way it flies, anything else? Or is it just literally the cockpit? Nothing wrong with that. Why won't it go full screen? Come on. Meant to be better at flaring on landing. Nice. Hello Ming, how are you? So, it does or doesn't work in 24. I've seen a lot of people saying, I think Philip, you were one of them, saying you're having quite a bit of luck with it. But then, don't they say it just doesn't, they don't support it? I mean, I suppose really, given that it's a fork of the fly-by-wire need to go first. And then, presumably, they can follow suit based off of the foundations of fly-by-wire. Because that's what it is, isn't it? It's essentially a modded fly-by-wire. Which, again, great idea, because the fly-by-wire is solid. That is a strong foundation to build an A330 off of. Yeah, so no official. So it's like the A380, isn't it? Like, it doesn't work officially, but plenty of people have tried and had success. I imagine a lot of people have equally had crashed desktops. Oh, 2020. Nice to see you again. Right, should we go 7-3 to start? There we are. Let's get in the old aeronaut livery, because reasons. Never tried DCS, Chibs? No. I've taxied around in it, Jay, and I've done a quick loop around Gatwick, although that was quite a while ago. I didn't have a lot of luck with it, to be honest. Like, I just ended up kind of skating across the runway while stationary. So my plane would just kind of go sideways. Now, of course, it may have changed. We better not have that bug where the yoke's funny. Alright. Oh, it's like an old friend, isn't it? Flights in 2020. So if we roll the weather back, we have live weather. Do. Good old 2020 indeed. So we're at Cork and we want to go runway 16, allegedly. Should we do short final? I need to load the FSI panel add-on though, otherwise it's going to yell at me. Set maximum landing weight. Yeah, for me, Janko, it's PMDG for sure. Like, give me my PMDGs in 24, and I don't think I need 2020 anymore. For the most part. Right, I need to load up SPAD. Almost forgot that. This is how we're going to control my Thrustmaster throttles. Come on. We'll go on to the 737. Sign. Sweet. Happy days. So the plane is all ready. certainly do with some lights. That's more like it. That's more like it.
Positive rate of climb.
You what? Yeah, so look at that, 155 degrees, 49 knots. Flip. See, the weather is very different, isn't it, in 2020? Okay, we're on the glide. Can't see a damn thing, mind. Right, let's get yoke cam at the ready. Still can't see anything. Any time now would be ideal. Jeffrey, I don't know. Hopefully as soon as possible, but I'd be inclined to let them cook, let them do what they need to do. Alright, my aircraft. Okay, ILS is suddenly going high. And now so are we. For God's sake.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, that was incredibly late. We're going to need to do that again, aren't we? God, these rudder pedals feel twitchy. What's going on with my rudder pedals? Alright, nobody pay attention to that landing. That was not the real landing, okay? We need to go again. What have I got my rudder pedals set to? Rudder pedals are set to Boeing. Great. Because that felt awful. What are my sensitivities then? Maybe we need more of a dead zone. Should we go 30%? 30. 30. Do a dead zone of 4%? I don't know. Let's try that. Give it a go. There you go, Jenko. Jenko gets it. Jenko gets it. How's it 10 to 10 already? Hard brakes for 3 seconds. Yes, sir. Alright, approach mode. What's the mod called for the Boeing flaps in the TCA Quadrant? It's not really called anything. It's a 3D printed mod that I 3D printed. I didn't design it all myself. There's a video on the channel all about it. I think it's called Make Your TCA Airbus throttles even better with these mods. If you do a search for that, you'll find it. There's also mods for the climb gates in the throttles that changes the position, so it gives you a little bit more range on your manual throttles when you're manual throttling an Airbus, which I rather like. So yeah, recommend it. Recommend. I do.
1,000.
Okay, I can see some trees. That's got to be good. I can see the airport. That's also got to be good. Okay, my throttles, my plane. Now I've just lost visual. And then the visual's back.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Why are we coming
Glide
so
slope.
low?
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide
This
slope.
wind is really causing us some aggro, isn't it? And now we go too high, as per usual.
100.
This is hard. This is hard in the wind.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Right, ignore that again. That one didn't count. Right now we are at Cork. Making a right meal of things. Let's do short final again. It'd really help if we had a bit more of a visual, wouldn't it? Try Glasgow. Is Glasgow getting windy as well? Nice. There you go, Old Git. That's exactly it. Old Git Gaming. What a name. I love that name. I feel like one of these days I'm going to change the channel name to something like that. Right. Let's try again. We will get a landing in Cork if it kills us. 3 knots at Glasgow, is that it? The old Air Not Airlines, there we go. One of these days. One of these days, eh? Right, there's the runway. Visual's gone. Visual's coming back. So the ILS is happy, but the PAPIs are disagreeing a little bit. Right, should we take it from here? Ah, it's happened again.
100.
Too low, then too high.
50.
Why is that happening?
40. 30. 20. 10.
Why is that happening? That's every time that happens. Ugh. You can almost feel the plane sink. And then it's like it starts floating. God almighty. Does my yoke do that weird springy feel when you go full right and then slowly to neutral? Don't know. Oh god, I've disabled autopilot now. Probably shouldn't have done that. Good luck, Chelsea. Do all airliners use yokes? No, Timothy, they don't. Airbus use side sticks, hence I've got a joystick over here for Airbus flying. I generally like to... I don't obsess over it too much, but I generally like to, if I'm flying a bus, use a stick. If I'm flying a Boeing, use a yoke. Where did I get the tiny little spring for the flat lever? I had to buy like a case of springs from Amazon. I've probably got about 200 springs in this little box, all different sizes, and I just needed one of the springs, which it's a little bit wasteful, but it was only like £8, so I was like, whatever, I'll just buy them. It's when you go full right to neutral at the beginning and it does not have it on the left side. No, Ivan, mine's alright, I think. How much is my setup? Oh, I don't know. People always ask that. I mean, all my setups on my website, air.co.uk, it's all listed, so I guess you could go through and add it all up. I would estimate, not including the PC, I don't know, maybe 1,000? Don't know. That's a bit of a guesstimate on my part. But it's one of those things where you buy little bits at a time. It wasn't like I wrote a cheque for £1,000 and all this turned up on a van, you know, it's like you get this and you get this and you get this, and then you look back one day and it's like, whoa, I've got all this stuff. The visual here is not great.
400. 300.
Right, so even on autopilot,
Great.
even on autopilot, it's dipping, look. That was on the autopilot.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Something weird's going on there, you know? Something weird's going on there. Right, should we choose somewhere else to go? I'm getting a bit fed up here. Should we try Dublin? We've got some scenery for Dublin, that might help. Where should we go? Oh, headwind, crosswind, 11 knots. Let's do that. That'll do. Yeah, it might be dodgy scenery, Jenko. I don't know. But, like, I literally disconnected autopilot at the last second there. So, don't know what to tell you. Glasgow apparently doesn't have much wind right now, according to Philip. So it's only 3 knots. So I'm told. Hey, look at that. We've got 14 new followers on TikTok for tonight's stream. That's good. Yeah, definitely will soon. What's that program I'm using? It's FSI Panel. Foxtrot Sierra India Panel. Developed by a captain to help us flight simmers train like real captains. Basically, it lets you set yourself up for landings. What's going on here then? There we go.
1,000.
These autopilot systems, I know it's simulated, but even so, it's flipping clever, isn't it? Like, A, for Boeing to develop it in the first place, and then for PMDG to also develop it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Right, shall we? My throttles. My yoke.
500. 400. 300.
Okay, so PAPIs are happy, or not happy, but ILS is. So again, what do you believe?
200.
I'm inclined to say the PAPIs in this instance.
100.
Yeah.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, so don't trust the ILS, I think, is the lesson there. Trust the PAPIs. Once again, PAPIs, ILS, conflicting info. Let's do a long final. Give it a bit more time to get itself lined up. Real World 737 pilot here. Always interesting to watch him, as I bet it is. I bet you lot have a right laugh watching us Wallies go for it on the sim. How long have I been playing? My flight communications are extremely professional. Damn, high praise. I mean, the channel's 3 years old. I've been simming a bit before then, but not that much, really. Right. So, let's not trust that ILS marker, shall we? Because that didn't seem to help us, did it? Where are you going, plane? Bills, if you're still there, can I ask, in the real world, do you still get these discrepancies like we see in the sim? Like the ILS and the PAPIs just not agreeing with each other? Because it feels like it's just been a constant, like, rat in a wheel with Flight Sim. It's always been like this, especially if you're landing somewhere for the first time. It's like, are the PAPIs going to be right, or is the ILS going to be right? It depends, like, I guess, on the developer of the scenery. It's, yeah. No. Okay, let's get the throttles where they need to be. My controls. So we're going to focus less on the
1,000.
ILS and focus more on PAPIs and or what we see out the window. This is quite a hefty wind. 25 knots coming across the plane. Need to get ourselves over to the left just a touch. So I think the wind is starting to ease, and as such our crab is actually taking us too far to the right, I would have said.
500.
Okay, my throttles.
400. 300.
I've gone too high, damn it. Way too high.
100.
That would be, if we were on VATSIM right now, this would be going around territory, 100%.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Yeah, too high. Bills has replied. Use the ILS to guide you on the correct profile, and as you get closer you start transitioning to looking outside and put the aiming point 2/3 up the window. Microsoft is just messing up. Okay. So around 500 radio altimeter, I'm looking 40% out, 60% in. As I get closer it's 80% out, 20% in. JP, you thought that looked alright? I thought that was too high. I mean we had like a load of whites on the PAPIs there. To me that felt like I was almost dive bombing to recover. Let's give it another go.
80 knots.
Appreciate the guidance there though, Bills. That's really helpful. It's always nice when real pilots come in to help us while he's out. 2020 indeed, Daniel, yeah. AGR, yeah, we were just saying about this, maybe 1,000 altogether. Might have been high, but in the touchdown zone and butter, yeah. I think the flight sim community need to kind of get over themselves a little bit with the whole butter thing. Right, it's not entirely sure it's really what we should be prioritising. Plane, what are you doing?
Positive rate of climb.
Alright, let's see if we can get this back under control. This is why you should do maybe an 8-mile final on FSI panel. Gives the plane... It feels like we're too close now to kind of
1,000.
reconfigure from where FSI panel started us. Bit of trim down maybe, that might help. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Right.
500.
Bills, do you normally do auto throttles on landing all the time? I feel like I quite often get some comments being like, why are you doing manual throttles? But I kind of like it because it's fun.
Glide slope.
Yeah,
Glide
right.
slope.
Don't
Glide
think so,
slope.
matey.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
That to me looks pretty good. Come on, nose down.
100.
Yeah, 3 whites.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, greased it. Versus a little bit of a wiggle on the centre line there. We're doing a dance with the centre line, but we do love a good dance. Yeah, slightly too high there, just on the last 100, maybe 50 feet. Yeah, exactly, Bills. I kind of think there's a bit of a mind virus going around the flight sim community with this obsession of like, are you going to butter it? Are you going to butter it? And I get that it's a laugh and it's good fun, especially on a stream. You know, it's kind of like makes for a bit of fun. But yeah, I think you just sort of need to plant it down, don't you? Really nicely, but yeah, I see where you're coming from. You say you do manual throttle with autopilot off, otherwise the pitch power could screw you, yeah. But then Airbus, a lot of the time, it's left in the climb gate, isn't it? Until, like, when you get the call out to bring the throttles down.
80 knots.
Is that the same in the 777 then as well? Because I seem to get more comments in the 777, because I kind of naively went into the triple thinking, well, we do manual throttles in the 7.3, do manual throttles in the 7.7, but from my point of view, given the fact that this is supposed to be fun, as in we're having fun in our own simulator, I kind of like to do the manual throttles just because it's like another thing to do, another thing to practice, another thing to get better at. GCRR, where is that? Yes, Emmanuel, it is indeed. Have I ordered any of the new Windwing products? No, I haven't. Sadly not. Is it me, or has the weather suddenly got really bad?
Positive rate of climb.
Right, it's 10:15. Make this one the last one of the night, because my wife and I are currently watching New Amsterdam, and I know it's trashy as all hell, but we kind of like it, and it's our little thing to do at the end of the night. You know where it's going to go before it goes there, but it's just easy watching when you've had a day of it. It's our little guilty pleasure. Right. My throttles, my plane. Let's have another greaser like we just had, shall we?
500. 400. 300. 200.
Okay, nose down, nose down, nose down, because this is where we went high last time, I do believe.
100.
Come on.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, let's go. Maybe I needed a little bit more rudder there. A bit more rudder input. Just to keep us on that centre line. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. For me, that was pretty good. Maybe you'll disagree, I don't know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a YouTube clip. Expect to see that on all social media platforms in the near future. Welcome to Dublin. That wasn't too bad. Not bad for a Wally. That was pretty... Oh, I just love the PMDG. It just feels so good to fly. I love doing the manual throttles. Maybe I should start doing more manual throttle landings with the Airbus. I think that's SOP for Lufthansa, you know. Fairly certain it is. I'd love to know what their reasoning is. Probably more control, I guess. Like Bills, like you were saying. Could save you getting into a pickle, perhaps. Who knows? Yeah, nose down was a game changer. I'm always reluctant to go too much nose down. A, because you feel like you're just dive bombing, but also it's like you don't want to go 3 reds, 4 reds, and then you're in trouble. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Right, folks. It's time for me to go and watch some trashy TV on Netflix, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, but yeah, we are where we are. I'm watching New Amsterdam on Netflix. What a state to get in. Anyway, thank you very much for coming along. Sorry the streams have not been that frequent this week. I've been nose to the grind wheel this week. We've got some video obligations to get out on the channel, and hopefully you'll see the result of that in due course. I'm very excited to share it all with you. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for those of you whose membership's renewed. Thanks for sticking with me. I do appreciate it. Next week, hopefully, we can do a lot more of the old streaming and the flying, because ultimately that is that's what I enjoy doing. I always feel like I'm not flying enough, because that's the thing that got me into this. I don't want to become one of those guys that just makes videos about flight sim all day long, but then never actually does the flying. I feel like I need to do the flying to kind of remain credible, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's just me being weird. But I'm going to stop rambling and stop turning this into a little therapy session with you all. I'm going to head off. I probably won't be back now until next week. So you all have a good weekend. Look after yourselves. Be good. And I will see you soon. Cheers.